Weed scientist Dr. Jim Griffin made a name for himself at the LSU AgCenter for his extensive research on weed management, which ultimately increased yields for soybean, corn, and sugarcane growers. With plans to retire in early 2016, Griffin shared his plans for the future with TWILA's A.J. Sabine.
What I did a year or two ago is I had a lot of photos and things.
LSU AgCenter professor of weed science Dr. Jim Griffin thumbs through bound memories of his 30-year career. A native of Greenville, Mississippi, Griffin devoted himself early on in his career to solving problems on the farm, from cover crops to weed control.
This work was cutting edge at that time.
Weed management became Griffin's focus when he moved to the LSU main campus from the Crowley Research Station, where he got his start upon graduation from Penn State in 1979.
This is a new herbicide that we were evaluating that controlled hemp cespania, and you can see this clean plot and the weedy plots on both sides.
Surrounded by mementos and awards, teaching has been Professor Griffin's greatest challenge and his most fulfilling accomplishment. He says watching his students become more confident through presenting their research fulfills his goal of leaving an enduring legacy.
Watching these students come in with not a whole lot of self-confidence and then leaving here pretty confident of themselves and what they can do, and that's always extremely rewarding.
Graduate student Matt Foster says it's an honor to work with such a prestigious professor.
And I'm very fortunate to be a part of his program. I first met Dr. Griffin in 2011 when I took his weed science class, and I just fell in love with weed science and, got curious about research. I've always had a love for agriculture growing up.
Griffin witnessed many of the historical changes in weed management over his 34-year career.
That is the situation we're in today with Palmer amaranth and with Johnson grass, is that they worked very well on those weeds at one time. But over time, that population slowly shifted toward these weeds that were harder to control.
Looking ahead, Griffin plans to call it a career in early 2016. His focus? Playing the blues and spending more time with his two grandsons.
Early in my life, when my daughter was young, I spent a lot of time with her, but not to the extent that I've spent with these grandboys. And I've been able to do things with them that I would not have had a chance to do with her. So, yeah, that's going to be a real treat for sure.
During his career as a weed scientist, Dr. Griffin documented some of the first cases of glyphosate-resistant Johnson grass here in Louisiana. Griffin earned both his undergraduate and his master's degrees from Mississippi State. Ironic that he teaches at LSU. The Penn State grad got his start here in Louisiana with a PhD in agronomy in 1979. For more information about Professor Griffin, log on to our website at twilatv.org. And Kristen, it was a great opportunity for me to get to know Dr. Griffin because I found out that he's a fan of blues music, just like yours truly.
He sounds like a fascinating man, so tell me, does he have a final project that he's working on before he gets out the door?
I'm glad you asked me that. He plans to retire in early February of next year, and in that pipeline, in that graduate assistant pipeline, he's got a couple of students left, so he'll be wrapping up master's thesis and PhD dissertations.
Excellent, an excellent story as always, A.J. Sabine. Well, coming up, I'll take you to Tensall Parish, where One Flower Farm is growing more than just plants. They're mixing art with agriculture. Plus, popcorn's a poppin' on this week's Ag Minute. Taylor Fry joins us to show us how this cinema favorite is going from movies to mainstream snacking. Stay with us.